Have you ever felt like a woman keeps you around not because she truly wants you, but because she enjoys the attention you give her? It's one of the most frustrating positions a man can be in. You invest your time, your energy, maybe even your emotions, yet deep down something feels off. She replies just enough to keep you hooked, but never enough to move things forward. One day she's warm and flirty, the next day she's cold and distant, and the cycle repeats. The truth is, not every woman who entertains your presence actually wants you. Sometimes you're just an ego boost. Many men mistake this for attraction, but it's really manipulation dressed up as interest. In this video, we're going to break down the signs. A woman is only using you for attention, why she does it, and most importantly, how to stop wasting your energy on someone who doesn't truly value you. 1. She only reaches out. When she's bored, one of the clearest signs a woman is using you for attention is when she only contacts you out of convenience, usually when she's bored, lonely, or looking for a quick ego boost. Notice why men often miss the signs, the pattern. She doesn't reach out to share her day, plan time together, or genuinely connect. Instead, she pops up at random times with shallow conversations, flirty emojis, or little check-ins that don't lead anywhere. And here's the part that stings. When she's busy, happy, or occupied with someone else, suddenly you don't exist. What you need to understand is this. Genuine interest doesn't come in waves of boredom. A woman who actually values you will prioritize you, not treat you like a temporary distraction. If her texts come in only when she has nothing better to do, that's not attraction, it's entertainment. She's essentially saying, I'll keep you on standby until something else comes along. This is where most men slip up. They confuse her oxytocin, anal attention for real interest. They think, well, she texted me again, so maybe she does like me. Wrong. If she truly liked you, she wouldn't disappear for days and then reappear only when convenient. That's not consistency, that's opportunism. And here's the psychology behind it. Some women thrive on validation. They don't necessarily want you. They want the feeling they get when you respond quickly, compliment them, or give them your energy. It reassures them that they're still attractive, still desirable, still in control. You become less of a man to her and more of a mirror that reflects back her value. The moment she's satisfied, she'll vanish again until her ego needs another refill. The worst thing you can do is feed into this cycle by always being available. Because the more predictable you are, the more she learns that you're her backup attention source. You'll never be prioritized. You'll just be the comfort option she turns to when nothing. Sign number 1. She only texts when she's bored, else is exciting. So here's the truth. If she only reaches out when she's bored, she's not choosing you. She's using you. And until you recognize that, you'll stay stuck in a loop where your time, energy, and emotions are drained without ever getting real intimacy in return. 2. Her actions don't match her words. Another strong sign a woman is using you for attention is when what she says doesn't line up with what she does. She might say things like, I really like talking to you, or you're such a good guy, but notice how her actions fall short. She'll keep you engaged with sweet words, maybe even flirt, just enough to make you think there's potential. But when it comes time to actually invest in you, make plans, prioritize you, or move things forward, she's nowhere to be found. This is the classic attention trap. Women who operate this way aren't committing to you. They restringing you along. They use words as breadcrumbs to keep you following the trail while their actions reveal the truth. They don't want more. They just want to keep you orbiting around them. Think about it. If she constantly talks about how much she enjoys you but never follows through with real effort, what she's really saying is, I like how you make me feel, not who you are. And here's the deeper psychology behind it. For some women, keeping a man emotionally hooked is a form of security. It's not about building a real bond. It's about keeping a safety net. Knowing there's always someone available to answer her texts, give her compliments, or boost her mood gives her comfort. It's less about attraction and more about control. She knows she can pull you in with a few nice words, and she relies on that power whenever she needs validation. The mistake most men make here is believing the words over the actions. They cling to every compliment, every "I miss you," every "we should hang out sometime," while ignoring the reality that nothing concrete ever happens. That blind hope is exactly what keeps them stuck. Sign number 2, she avoids real commitment. Because as long as you let her talk her way out of accountability, she never has to change. So here's the harsh truth. Words are cheap. A woman's true intentions are always revealed in her consistency. If her actions don't align with her words, it's not an accident, it's a choice. And if you don't hold her accountable, you'll forever be the man who gets lip service instead of loyalty. 3, she keeps you around, but never commits. One of the clearest signs a woman is using you for attention is when she keeps you close enough to feed off your energy, but never close enough to give you commitment. You'll notice the pattern. She wants your texts, your calls, your compliments, maybe even your time. But the moment you suggest taking things further, she dodges. If you ask her out, she has excuses. If you bring up exclusivity, she suddenly isn't ready. Yet despite all that, she won't let you walk away, either because she doesn't want to lose her supply of attention. This is the frustrating grey zone many men get stuck in. She'll act like she enjoys you. She'll laugh at your jokes. She might even flirt heavily. But the second you try to level up, she pumps the brakes. And here's the painful truth. She's not confused. She's comfortable. You're giving her everything she wants. Validation, time, energy, without her having to risk anything real. Psychologically, this behavior comes from self-interest. Some women like the security of knowing they have men orbiting them, men who will pick up the phone, send good morning texts, or shower them with reassurance. It boosts their confidence, but commitment requires vulnerability, effort, and risk. If she doesn't see you as someone she truly values long-term, she won't cross that line. Instead, she'll dangle just enough hope to keep you invested. The mistake men make here is waiting. They convince themselves that maybe she just needs time, or maybe if I prove myself, she'll finally choose me. But months later, they're still stuck in the same cycle, wasting emotional energy on someone who never intended to commit in the first place. The truth is simple. If she wanted to make you hers, she would. Attraction. Sign number 3. She thrives on constant attention, doesn't need endless convincing. So, how do you handle this? By recognizing your worth and refusing to play the role of her emotional placeholder. If she's unwilling to meet you halfway, you have to step back. Because the longer you allow yourself to be half chosen, the more you rob yourself of the chance to be fully chosen by someone else. At the end of the day, a woman who wants commitment will show it. A woman who only wants attention will avoid it. The difference isn't in her words, it's in her willingness to claim you. 4, she thrives on your compliments but gives nothing back. Another undeniable sign a woman is using you for attention is when she thrives on your compliments but rarely, if ever, gives you anything back. Pay attention to the dynamic. Every time you praise her looks, her style, her personality, or her achievements, she lights up. She responds instantly. She keeps a conversation going, and you feel like you've done something right. But when the tables turn, when you need encouragement, support, or even basic appreciation, suddenly she goes silent. This is not a balanced exchange. It's a one-way street where you pour energy into her self-esteem, but she invests nothing into yours. In other words, you've become her personal cheerleader. She calls on you when she needs a boost, but she doesn't show up for you when you need reassurance. That's not a relationship. That's emotional labor on your part with zero reciprocity. The psychology behind this behavior is simple. She craves validation. Compliments are like fuel to her ego, and you've positioned yourself as the pump. The moment she feels low, she knows she can count on you to lift her up. But here's the catch. Once she gets her fill, she disappears. She doesn't stick around to build a deeper connection or to return the favor. Why? Because her goal was never about you. it was about how you made her feel about herself. Many men confuse this dynamic. Sign number 4, she never supports your goals with progress. They think she must like me. Otherwise, why would she always respond to my compliments? But the truth is she doesn't like you. She likes the attention. And as long as you keep giving it freely, she has no reason to give anything in return. The danger here is subtle but serious. The more you invest in complimenting her without receiving anything back, the more you train yourself to accept crumbs. You start believing that being her emotional support system is enough, even when you're getting nothing meaningful in return. That mindset drains your confidence over time. So here's the rule. If her energy is only high when you're boosting her and completely absent when you need her, you're not in a mutual connection. You're in a transaction, and she's the only one profiting. Recognize the imbalance, because a woman who truly values you will appreciate your words but also make you feel valued in return. 5, she only wants you on her terms. One of the most telling signs a woman is using you for attention is when everything between you operates on her schedule, her moods, and her convenience. Notice the pattern. She texts you when she feels like it, expects instant replies when she's available, but disappears without explanation when she's not. If you ask her to make plans, she's suddenly busy. But the moment she's bored or lonely, she expects you to drop everything and show up. This isn't attraction, it's control. Here's the harsh truth. When a woman only engages with you on her terms, what she's really saying is that your time and energy don't hold equal value. She sees you as someone who should be ready and waiting whenever she decides to reach out. And the reason she does this is simple, because you've allowed it. Every time you rearrange your schedule to fit hers, every time you respond instantly while she takes hours or days, you reinforce the idea that she sets the rules, not you. The psychology behind this is rooted in validation. By keeping things on her, sign number 5, she disappears when you need her. Terms, she maintains control of the dynamic. She knows you're emotionally invested, so she can give you breadcrumbs of attention whenever it suits her without ever risking commitment. To her, you're not a priority, you're an option, and as long as you play along, she has no reason to treat you any differently. This is where most men make the biggest mistake. Instead of noticing the imbalance, they double down, they chase harder, thinking if they just prove themselves, she'll eventually appreciate the effort. But here's the reality. The more you tolerate being treated as an option, the more she solidifies you in that role. She'll never upgrade you to a priority because you've already shown her you're comfortable being second place. So what should you do? You set boundaries. That doesn't mean getting angry or issuing ultimatums. It means refusing to operate on one-sided terms. If she cancels last minute, don't rearrange everything the next time she calls. If she takes days to reply, don't jump the second she finally texts back. By matching her energy, you communicate that your time is valuable too. Attraction thrives on mutual respect. And if she's only engaging with you when it benefits her, then it's not respect, it's exploitation. Until you recognize this and hold your ground, you'll stay stuck in her game, wasting your energy on someone who's never going to meet you halfway. 6, she disappears when you need her most. One of the most painful signs a woman is using you for attention is when she's always present, when it benefits her. But the moment you need support, she vanishes. Think about it. When she's upset, she expects you to listen, reassure her, and give her your full attention. When she's stressed, she wants your comfort. When she's bored, she wants your company. But the second you need a listening ear, encouragement, or even basic consistency, she goes cold, distant, or too busy. This is a major red flag because real interest isn't one-sided. A woman who genuinely values you will want to contribute to your emotional well-being too, not just sign number 6. She compares you to others unfairly. Take from it. But a woman who only uses you for attention doesn't see it that way. She sees you as a resource, not a partner. Your role in her life is to fill her gaps, not to be someone she pours into. Psychologically, this behavior reveals a lot. People who use others for attention often lack emotional maturity. They thrive on being the center of validation, but struggle to give it back. To them, relationships are not about exchange. They're about extraction. And here's the kicker, B. Because you've been reliable in the past, she assumes you'll always be there. No matter how little she gives in return, she counts on your patience, your kindness, and your willingness to keep showing up, even when she's absent, in your moments of need. Men who fall into this trap often rationalize it. They say things like, "She's just busy right now," or "She's not good with emotions." But deep down, they feel the imbalance. They feel the sting of being invisible when it matters most. And that sting is the truth trying to wake you up. Here's the lesson. If she disappears when you need her, she was never really there in the first place. Relationships, whether romantic or just growing, are built on reciprocity. If she can lean on you, but you can't lean on her, then you're not building trust. You're being drained. The solution isn't to complain or beg for attention. It's to recognize the imbalance and step back. When you stop giving unlimited support to someone who only takes, you free yourself for the kind of connection where both people sign number 7. She plays with your emotions. Show up, not just one. 7, she keeps you as backup while chasing others. Perhaps the most obvious sign a woman is using you for attention is when she keeps you on standby while her real focus is on someone else. You're the guy she texts when her crush isn't responding. You're the one she calls when her date cancels. You're the shoulder she cries on when another man disappoints her. And here's the brutal part. Once that other man gives her attention again, she disappears, leaving you right where she found you, waiting. This isn't attraction. This is insurance to her. You're not the man she desires. You're the backup plan who fills the silence between the men she actually wants. And as long as you tolerate that role, she'll keep you there. Because why wouldn't she? She gets validation, emotional support, and reassurance from you without ever having to give you commitment in return. The psychology behind this behavior is simple. People fear emptiness. For a woman who thrives on constant validation, the idea of being without attention is unbearable. So she keeps orbiters around, men she knows will respond quickly, compliment her and make her feel valued whenever she needs it. You become part of her rotation, not the main attraction, but the safety net that guarantees she's never without an audience. Here's where most men fail. They mistake being the backup for being close. They think, well, she tells me things she doesn't tell anyone else. Oh, she always comes back to me. Eventually, what they don't realize is that she comes back only when it benefits her, never when it benefits you. She doesn't see you as the price. She sees you as the consolation. And here's the hard truth you need to face. If a woman truly values you, you'll never feel like the backup. You won't have to compete for attention. You won't have to wonder if she's texting someone else while breadcrumbing you. She'll make it clear that you're a priority, final advice motivation, not just an option. The longer you allow yourself to be her backup, the longer you delay finding a woman who would actually choose you first. The more you accept the scraps of her time, the more you communicate that you're willing to settle for less than you deserve. At the end of the day, a man who respects himself won't play second place in anyone's life. And once you understand that, you'll never again mistake attention for affection. At the end of the day, attention without commitment is just manipulation. If a woman only keeps you around to boost her ego, but never gives you real value, in return, she's not choosing you, she's using you. And the longer you accept crumbs, the more you prove you're willing to settle. Remember this. The woman who truly wants you won't confuse you, won't drain you, and won't treat you like an option. She'll show up consistently. So stop feeding temporary validation and start protecting your energy, because the right woman won't need to use you to know